Welcome to this DVD, which has been created to help you with the Clinical Skills Assessment Module, or CSA, of the MRCGP exam. It's important you watch this DVD in conjunction with the workbook provided, as it contains detailed information given to the candidates before each case. Some of you may be familiar with our first DVD, and this next one in the series has been specifically written to work in conjunction with it and not replace it. In the CSA exam, the most common type of cases are dealing with patients in the surgery, as we showed in the first DVD. Here we focus on alternative situations to expect, for example a home visit or a telephone consultation. As with the first DVD, the workbook contains CSA examiners' thoughts on how each case was handled, what the examiners are looking for, and what behaviour would have been required to maximise marks. The CSA is always developing, which represents how general practice itself is constantly changing. It's therefore important to refer to the Royal College of GP's website for the most up-to-date information about the exam. With any project of this nature, there are many people behind the scenes. In particular, we'd like to thank Wessex faculty for their overwhelming support. Without them, this DVD would not have been possible. The key to success in the CSA exam is to be a competent GP who can handle lots of different scenarios. So use every day to think more deeply about what you are doing and how you might do things better, not just in the exam but in the future. We hope you enjoy this DVD, and more importantly it helps you pass the exam. We wish you all the very best for the future.
Come in.
Hello
there, Mrs. Taylor.
Yes, that's
Come and
right.
take a seat. Nice to meet you.
Yes, we haven't met before.
We haven't, no. You saw one of my colleagues recently.
Yes, I did, yes.
What would you like today?
Well, I just don't know what's the matter with me. I just burst into tears. It's just not me.
Okay.
I just don't know what to do next. I thought it would go away, but it hasn't, and I'm just not myself.
So what's your normal self like?
I would have said normally I'm quite a happy, bubbly sort of person. I'm looking after my children, able to chat with them, able to look after my husband, but at the moment I just can't do any of that. I'm just a write-off, I'm just useless.
That's how you feel?
That's how I feel, yes. Even watching daytime television, I mean, you know, just how bad can it get when you're watching daytime television? It's such rubbish. But it just distracts me, and the time disappears and the children come home, and, you know, I just don't know where to go next. I don't know what to do next.
So you're already finding ways of distracting yourself?
Yes, yes. But from what? I don't know. I don't have any worries. My husband brings home good money. We don't have financial worries. The children aren't in trouble. I mean, the eldest one's at college now, and the younger one's on her way. And why would I worry? But I do.
How long have you been feeling like this for?
I would hazard a guess. I would think probably 3, 4, maybe 5 months, perhaps.
And you've been managing this on your own for that period of time?
I don't think managing is the word. I haven't said anything to anybody.
Okay.
I could have talked to my mum, but I don't like to worry her. So here I am.
Okay. Have you got any idea what you're hoping for from this appointment today?
Help. Make me feel better. Put me back how I was.
Okay. So if I could ask a few specific questions just to get a bit of a grip of how it's affecting your day-to-day life. So you say you've got children?
Yes.
The oldest one's at college?
Yes, 20 and 17 now.
Okay. And so are they still at home? One's at college, are they living at home or?
The eldest one is at university. He does come home weekends. The younger one's at college. She comes home every night.
Okay. And you're feeling generally rubbish?
Yes.
How's your sleep?
I wake up in the wee small hours, you know, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. The birds are out there giving it some, and I just can't go back to sleep. I'm just, ugh.
And how's your day progressed from there? Do you have an appetite? Do you have breakfast?
I do toast for Lara and for Dave. then what they haven't finished, you know. I just can't be bothered doing anything for myself. I just do it for them and then pick over what they've left. Sounds awful, doesn't it? But
It's just how things are at the moment.
yes,
How's your concentration?
useless. I find myself watching daytime television. I can't even keep up with what's going on.
Okay. And this is
That's
so
how
far
bad
from your
that is.
normal self, isn't it?
Oh yes.
Do you work at all?
Yes, I've got a part-time job with the florist down the road. They're ever such nice people, and I
Okay.
love working with the flowers. But again, I can't concentrate. I'm terrified I'm going to get a wedding and a funeral flowers mixed up. I mean, they've been so kind. They must have noticed how useless I am at the moment, but they haven't said anything. But I would be lost if I lost that little job. It
Okay.
is so nice
It's important.
to me.
Are you still, I know that your concentration you say is terrible there, but are you still enjoying it, or is it?
What, the flowers?
Yeah.
I love working with the flowers.
Okay.
Yes. I used to be a good housewife. I'm not anymore. I would have supper ready when Dave comes home, but I can't even do that. I still enjoy working with the flowers, but I don't enjoy being at home.
Do you do any form of exercise at all?
No,
Have you ever?
not really.
Okay. And I suppose the other things are you drinking very much alcohol at the moment?
No, I don't drink very much. No,
Okay.
not really. I drink a lot of tea and coffee.
Okay, you do.
Mm.
And it sounds like you've got lots of support around, but maybe you're not using that at the moment. You don't want to worry people.
I certainly haven't mentioned this. I haven't talked it through with my husband at all. I would like to talk to my mum, but I haven't yet.
Okay.
She's got problems. I don't want to inflict mine on her as well.
Do you think that's how she'd see it?
It's how I think it would be, but whether it's true or not, I don't know. But
Okay.
that's how I think it would be.
So, how do you feel about the future?
Nothing to look forward to.
With things feeling this gloomy,
Mm.
do you ever think it might just be nicer if you weren't here at all?
What, suicide? Oh, no. Wouldn't good. I couldn't do that. No.
Okay.
Never go down that path.
Okay. It seems to me that there are a few different things to pick up on,
Mm.
one of which is that you've got a loving, supportive family who
Yes.
you are trying to conceal this from to protect them. Is that about right?
Yes, I don't see any reason to worry them unnecessarily.
Okay. Do you know what you would want? I know that you want help.
Mm.
Have you thought about what that might be?
No.
Okay. So shall we go through it? It sounds like you certainly have a low mood. You've got a few of the symptoms of what we might call depression. Does that surprise you?
Well, you don't apply depression to yourself, do you? I mean, yes, I felt miserable and low. I suppose other people would call that depression, but I hadn't thought of it like that.
Okay.
No.
And it's just a word, and the only
Yeah.
reason it's useful is because there are a few things that we could try to
Right.
make things a bit better.
What sort of things?
Well, there's a range really. There's medication and non-medication and anywhere in between. So
Medication and non. How do you mean?
the different ways that we could go would be to look at your lifestyle, look at how things could change to make things better for you.
Right.
And that would include things like actually making use of support where you can, talking things through if you felt that that was going to be a positive thing. And exercise can be really, really useful. Although sometimes people find it counterintuitive because you're feeling grim and you haven't got energy, and so how would you have the energy to do exercise? It actually is really beneficial.
Oh.
So it can boost all of your happy hormones anyway in itself.
Hmm.
So that's something which you can do, which is under your control.
Yes.
And if you could see a way to find time to do that in your day-to-day, then that's something which you can do.
Well, certainly my mother's trying to lose weight. I mean, we could
Okay.
perhaps walk together or something.
Okay, so that might be a really good start.
Yeah,
And if you're
do
walking
that.
together, you might decide that you can have a chat about things as well,
Hmm.
which is entirely up to you, but the walking might be a good start.
And what's the medication path?
Have you heard of antidepressants?
Yeah.
That would be something which, with your symptoms, I would feel comfortable offering. I think that you've got a number of things that would help with in terms of concentration, sleep,
Mm.
etc. And that's going to be up to you. I would be happy to start that, or I would be happy if you wanted to, for you to change the bits and pieces. Caffeine's not going to help with your sleeping. There are other lifestyle issues that we can address as we go, and then reflect back on it as time goes on to see whether that's enough or whether you need something chemical.
So these would be drugs.
You take it each day.
Aren't they addictive? I mean, isn't there a sort of like a herbal remedy?
They're not addictive in the way that most people think of it. There are side effects when you go onto them, and similarly, there can be the same group of side effects when you come off them, but in themselves, they're not physically addictive. But, as you say, there are herbal alternatives if you wanted to start with those.
Do they work?
They are there's one particular one which is effective, which has got good evidence base to it, which you can buy over the counter. The only thing is that you need to tell other medical practitioners in other consultations that you're taking it, because it's got active ingredients which might impact on other medications.
Okay,
but that's St John's wort. So if you wanted to change lifestyle bits and go for the herbal remedies initially, then that would be fine if that's what you prefer.
And how long would it be before I could sort of feel more like myself again?
Often, having come to a decision about how you're feeling, that often is helpful in itself. In terms of medication, we say at least a couple of weeks. So for a couple of weeks, if you're going to get side effects, you'll get them and you won't feel better biochemically, but then things do start to improve. So that's the kind of time scale.
Okay, well, I could give that a try.
Does that sound like the best thing for you at the moment?
It sounds as though it could have results quicker than anything else.
Okay. And are we talking about medication or the herbal remedy?
I don't know, actually. I sort of lost the thread of that. Which would you think would be better for somebody like me?
It's a difficult question to answer.
Come in. Hello there, Mr. Suresh. Hello, Doctor. Dr. Ross. Hello there. Can I have a seat, please? Oh, we've not met before.
No.
Thank you, how can I help today?
I'd like something for this cough that's sort of driving me mad, you know?
Okay. How long has it been troubling you for?
3-4 weeks now.
Right, okay. Tell me a bit more about it.
Well, I've had it for about 3 or 4 weeks since I've sort of come back, you know. And I sort of just can't seem to shake it, you know.
Okay. Is it affecting you at work and things?
Not really. I haven't had any time off work. It's more irritating, you know. Just,
right.
You know, just coughing all the time and that, you know.
Yeah. What's your job?
I'm a lawyer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what sort of law work do you do?
It's corporate.
Right.
Trim and Gold.
Right. Okay. But it's not been troubling you. Your workmates haven't been moaning about it.
No, a few people have sort of commented, you know, what's going on with your cough and stuff. So the wife's been going on at me as well, you know. So look, you know, you've had it. Why don't you go and sort it out? You know, go to the doctor.
So she made you.
She did, yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned that you'd been away.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, visiting my parents. Yeah.
Okay. Where was that then? Where have you been?
Oh, they're in India.
Right.
They're retired now, you know. So it's a nicer lifestyle for them out there and everything, you know.
Okay. Whereabouts in India did you go?
Chennai.
Okay, I don't know that. Is it?
It's
Sounds
south.
interesting.
Yeah, it's Madras. You know, it used to be Madras. So yeah, it's nice. Just sort of end of the monsoon, so a few showers here and there still. You know, it's lovely and warm.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I've not been there. So, did you see any cricket or anything?
I didn't really have time, you know, because
No.
we go there just once a year, you know, see the family, and there's still extended family, you know. In India, everyone's family, you know. So yeah, by the time you see everyone, I didn't really get a lot of chance to sort of do things I'd like to do. You know.
And do your parents come over to England very much then?
Not really, not so much now since I've retired. You know, they tend to sort of stay there and prefer it over there, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long were you out there? How long were you out there for?
I was out there for about 3 weeks or so.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the cough started. What? Were you playing back or something? Or?
Yeah, sort of on the way back. I can't quite remember it. You know, so I started coughing and stuff.
Yeah. And you said your wife sent you along. Was she was just worried about you? Was she?
Yeah, well, I've had it for a while. Just sort of ruining her bedding and everything. You know, sort of nagging me to sort of go and get it sorted. You know.
Okay. Well, I guess we'd probably better have a listen to your chest then. If
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Wondering about you with the cough. Is that okay if I examine you?
Yeah, no
Yeah,
problem.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you mind just slipping your jacket off actually? Would that be alright?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me perhaps stand up and I'll have a look at you. So I just need to have a listen, checking any infection or something in your lungs.
Yeah, sure. No.
Do you mind just untucking your shirt then? So.
Yeah, can do
That's
that.
great. Thank you. I was going to have a listen at the back. That's great, so I was going to lift you up a bit.
Sure.
Oh, that's it. Okay. So just take a couple of breaths in and out for us.
Oh, that's cold.
Oh, sorry about that.
What do you want me to do, sorry?
Just take a couple of breaths in and out.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. I'll just go listen at the front if that's okay. I'll
Yeah.
just go check a little bit at the front.
Yeah.
So I'll just sink a little listen on the hair. Okay. Another breath again. Okay, that's fantastic. Can I just count your pulse?
Yeah, good.
Good. And, do you want to check your blood pressure?
No.
Right,
Carry
right,
on.
Do you want just under a sleeve? And I'll just
Yeah, sure.
just
This
under
one?
the, yes, please. That'd be great. Just going to check your blood pressure. If you just pull your sleeve up a little bit. Okay. That's great. That's blue. That's fine. Thanks. It isn't as cold as a stethoscope.
No, that's all right.
Pop that on there. Great. So you said you didn't get a chance to watch any cricket, have you?
No, I didn't know. No, there was a cricket team out there, aren't they? Test, yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I'll go out there.
Cricket, I'd love to go there.
Mm.
You going to go out there again?
Well, yeah, next year we tend to go out every year, you know. So, yeah.
Okay. Right, okay, that's great. Have you measured your temperature at home? So I have a sense.
No, we haven't got anything like that at home, you know, to do that sort of thing, no.
Okay. So I've examined him, so...
Take the examination as you found it.
Okay, so that's good. Okay, so your chest is, sounds pretty clear, but obviously you've been coughing like this and it's getting frustrating for you.
Yeah.
Well, I guess like you mentioned, there's several options, and we could just leave it a bit longer, and your body and your immune system probably will wake up and fight it at some point. Cough medicines, that sort of thing, a bit of paracetamol or ibuprofen, so Nurofen from the chemist, that might help a little bit.
Right.
And stuff called codeine linctus is good to stop the cough at night and things.
Right.
You said it was affecting the bedding and your wife was...
Oh yeah, woken up swimming in sweat a couple of times,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
just sort of drenched her
Okay. So
duvet and stuff, you know.
Right. So that's what you said about your wife too.
Yes, you know, she's sort of wondered what's going on. you
Yeah.
know.
Okay. Well, paracetamol might help if you're a bit sweaty and stuff like that when you've got a bit of an infection. Well, of course, people often think about antibiotics. So I'm not sure if you've thought about...
Yeah, no, antibiotics would be good, yeah, they tend to
Okay.
clear it up quickly, don't they?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they should do, and if it is a bacterial infection, obviously an antibiotic should work pretty well. So is that what you were thinking about?
That's what I was hoping for, because my wife thought it was probably a chest infection or something, because she had something similar sort of last year, you know.
Okay. Well, I suppose it's gone on for 3 or 4 weeks, and we can use a sort of fairly strong antibiotic, a sort of double strength chest antibiotic type thing, like a drug called amoxicillin. If we use that, that should clear it up.
Right, okay.
If it doesn't, I mean, if it doesn't really work, if another 2 or 3 weeks' time you're still coughing, and then obviously perhaps you could come back to us and we'd have to think again.
Right.
It might be worth buying a thermometer or something. Just
Oh,
to
really?
check. We'll keep an eye on your temperature at home as you have it.
Okay.
So does that sound pretty reasonable to you?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say antibiotics or something sound good, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll write a prescription out, and perhaps you can pick up a reception
Sure.
in a minute. Just before you go, though, because your wife made you come here,
Well, yeah.
so she's going to ask you when you get home, isn't she?
Yeah, she will be
talking
asking me,
about?
definitely.
Yeah. So
Mm.
what will you say, sort of, has happened today when you come downstairs?
I'll just say that, you know, you've given me the antibiotics to sort of clear it up, and if that doesn't do the trick, come back and see you.
Fantastic. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great then. Okay. So if you can pick the prescription up in a minute from the front desk.
Sure.
That's okay.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks a
See
lot.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello.
Hello.
Your next consultation will be a home visit. If if you'd like to get your papers, your pen, any equipment you need, and if you put them in the plastic bag provided and come with me, I'll take you through.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hello, is it Dr.
Smith, yes.
Oh,
Mr.
thank you
Miller.
for coming. Hi, I'm Angela, his
Hello,
daughter.
Angela. Hi.
Oh, he's not right.
Hello, Mr. Miller. I'm Dr. Smith.
coming.
Hello, don't worry.
I'm really sorry to call you out. It's
Don't
totally
worry.
unnecessary.
Well, he didn't. He thinks he's fine, but he's clearly not fine. I've
I'm
come
fine.
down.
I don't know. Angela's not want to make such a fuss.
Wow.
I'm fine.
You're not right. I come down, well, when I can, and you know, it's not terribly often, but, and I've just found he's been in bed and he's not managing and he's something going on. I think he needs to go into hospital.
Right. Okay. Tell me a bit more about where do you live, Angela?